Can you actually get financing with CMHC for a 5-unit project in Toronto? You're right to be skeptical. The short answer is yes, but yes, it is not as straightforward as you might think, and it's certainly not the right fit for everyone. Many investors are drawn to the idea of 4+1s, making it 5 units, because they think CMHC financing will make everything a lot easier. But would a simple triplex conversion actually be the smarter move? Well, that's what we're going to be diving into in this video. But before we do, don't forget, if you find this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more Toronto real estate investing tips, and if you want to chat one-on-one, you can always book a call with us. The idea of getting CMHC MLI Select financing for a 5-unit project sounds fantastic. But here's the reality. If you are doing a conversion from a single-family home, even if you keep one wall, CMHC won't give you construction financing for it. So what this means is that you'll need to come up with the capital upfront to fund the project and only refinance once it's complete. CMHC financing is only available for completely new builds. And even if you qualify, the numbers might not work in your favor. Instead of refinancing based on the property's finished value, you're limited to 95% of the total project cost. So what this means is that you cannot pull off a perfect BRRRR because you won't be able to refinance based on the value add gains. And you'll still need a lot of capital to fund this project. Another thing to keep in mind is the time it takes to get CMHC construction financing. The application process is lengthy, increasing your holding costs, especially when the property isn't making any rental income. Now, let's look at the returns a little bit more. A 4+1 or a 5-unit build in Toronto can give you great returns if your construction costs stay on target. But if the project runs into delays or goes over budget, those returns can shrink pretty quickly. The truth is, we expect better returns because there is a lot more risk, a lot more time, a lot more money involved here. But if you factor those things in, it actually doesn't look as impressive for a 4+1. A 3-unit conversion is a much smaller, more predictable project with a lot less variables. You're keeping the existing structure and reconfiguring the inside, and so the costs end up being magnitudes lower, and the project time ends up being magnitudes lower as well. Let's dive into the numbers a little bit more. Say you build at $300 per square foot. So for a 4+1, this might cost you $2.5 million after factoring in purchase, construction, holding, and closing costs, and it could take 1.5 years to complete. If everything goes smoothly, you might see a completion value of around $3.5 million, and that is a $1 million lift. Amazing. But if it takes longer or the costs spike, which is not uncommon for projects of this size, you could end up wiping out a big chunk of your gains here. Now compare this to a 3-unit conversion. The total cost comes in much lower, much closer to $1 million, and the project can be wrapped up in a few months. It looks like a smaller value add lift here of around $150,000 maybe, but there is a lot more certainty in that number, and it looks even better once you stack it against time and capital. So before you jump into that big 5-unit project in Toronto, think again. Financing a project with complex loans or raising capital with multiple partners can add layers of difficulty. You'll also need to deal with design, development, and most importantly, added risks. Sometimes a simpler route like a 3-unit conversion ends up being the winner with a lot less headaches. And so if you want to dig deeper into triplexes in Toronto, our team can help. We're a Toronto-based real estate sales brokerage that specializes in multiplex properties. Whether you're interested in buying a ready-to-rent out triplex or you want to convert a single-family home into a multiplex, we've got the expertise to make this happen. Here's what it's like to work with us. We'll take the time to understand your goals, help you find great investment opportunities, and eventually buy the best one that fits your needs. Need renovations? We can connect you to trusted contractors as you manage your project, and we'll be around to coach along the way too. Once it's done, we have a leasing team to help you out with leasing and a property management team to help you out with that too. Ready to get started? Just head over to this link here and let's chat.